Hello, how are you, everyone? This is Rooted Futures. How are you doing? Happy full moon. You know, the other day I got a channeled message over the weekend, and I thought it was very important. Spirit is still saying that it's very important to get this message out. And for some of you, it's going to resonate right away. For others of you, this may not be your story. You may even be slightly in the peripheral of it, or you may not even be connected to it. So if it doesn't resonate for you, don't worry about it. There's plenty of other readings that I have. There's a lot of other great readers out there for the full moon as well. So this might be parts of it very specific, and parts of it might be for you and parts of it may not, but I'm going to go with the channeled message. It's very important that, number one, you take a look at this card. This card is called the Witch. And this card is very integral to the entire story that I'm about to tell. You are the witch. You are, in this deck, the witch is like the magician. But in this story, you are the witch. You are the powerful one. You are the one that comes from a long line of powerful magicians, powerful witches, powerful seers, shapeshifters. You come from a very powerful, long, I'm getting ancient lineage of magical beings. And I'm hearing from Spirit, it's important to say that these beings are earthlings. They're not cosmic, although they may have relationship with cosmic beings. And that's a whole nother download that I got some weeks ago that I still have to share. But for those of you who are witches, born a witch, born of that bloodline, born a very powerful seer, there's some things that you need to understand, and Spirit's wanted me to explain about that position. One, Spirit is saying, is that we are in a spiritual war. We have been for quite some time, ever since the enslavement of other earthlings, which many are indigenous people from Africa, indigenous people from the Americas, and various other continents are earthlings. They are not beings from cosmic places. While there are beings from cosmic places that live and reside on Earth, they are not born of Earth. Only earthlings are born of Earth. And the Earth has special, powerful people. And those special, powerful people had a deep relationship with the Earth, a deep relationship with nature, water, fire, the air. That was their tools. So when you look on a traditional tarot card that the magician is on, you'll see that the magician has in front of them all of the tools of life, all of the tools that make them have the ability to manifest. And so that magician works with cups. Cups represent water. They also work with wands. Wands represent fire. They also work with air and configurations of the air. That represents the intellect. They also work with pentacles. That represents the material life, what is in the 3D, what is in front of us, the mundane life. So the magician, the witch in this case, they are born already with their tools. They are, like most earthlings, they are born with their tools available to them. Their deep ancestral relationship to the elements of the earth. However, cosmic beings who reside on earth don't have those same tools. They're not born with those same tools. They must acquire them. And fast forward to now, we're in a spiritual war over the tools. I'm starting to even get a tickle in my throat. Someone does not want this message to come out. But I'm going to say it. It's the full moon in Cancer. Mercury's in retrograde. What a perfect time. So you are the witch. You were born with these tools. You were born with them from your ancient lineage. However, because we're in a spiritual war, many of those tools are hidden by spirit. They're hidden by your ancient ancestors. And this is because of the spiritual war. Without the seemingly tools, you are like any other being on this earth. You might be an earthling, you might be from the cosmos, you might be from other dimensions. And so without the appearance of these tools, you would just be like anyone else. And somehow that cloak that spirit puts over you, and I've seen this cloak in other channeled messages, there's a cloak that your ancestors put over you, your ancient ancestors. So that when it's time, as they get a chance to teach you along the way in life and teach you about their traditions, teach you about the bloodline at the pace that they can go, given that there's a war, that when the time is right, your tools will be made available to you. They're always, this is a weird paradox that the Spirit's trying to get me to explain. It's like the tools are always available to you and can be used, but when you're not really trained in that, which a lot of that training was lost due to enslavement, due to land displacement, stolen lands, stolen culture, and stolen history. A lot of those tools, they don't have instructions with them. They're oral traditions that pass down these the mechanisms of how to use the tools and how to care for them within yourself. That knowledge is passed down. So when that knowledge is cut off, what oppression did, what capitalists, imperialism, racism, white supremacy, all those things, what they did is they cut people off from their traditions, from the oral traditions of how to use your tools. And so in a spiritual war, you can very well be walking around a highly empowered, highly equipped individual who is an earthling and have no clue that that is what you are. So listen up, folks. This kind of goes deep, and I'm gonna do my best to be a channel for this. So in this new time, in this new cycle, many of you are waking up to the fact that you are a very powerful being. Not only do you, some of you think, oh, I'm waking up to some psychic powers. This is great. Or some of you are having very intense dreams, or some of you are having very intense synchronistic events happening around you. What I want to say is that Spirit's telling me that this is not all of your power. This is only the beginning of your awakening, that you're far more powerful than you actually know. And that For many of you, and especially the few that I'm talking about in this reading, you have gradually begin to learn how to use these tools, the tools of nature that are combined with your ancient bloodline. So water, fire, earth, air, spirit, soul. You're tapping into that knowledge. Many of you have taken years to tap into that knowledge. And we're at a point in this spiritual war, that's what I'm hearing, where there's a quickening. And I don't know, it feels like it's on spirit's side to wake up, to wake up their children, to wake up their children, to wake up the earthlings, because the earth is in trouble. The earth needs protection. The earth needs our power. The earth needs our commitment and love and dedication. And spirit doesn't have the same time as us, but what I'm hearing is that now is of the essence. That's what I'm hearing, a word now. So many of you in maybe the last 2 years, 3 years, maybe even before that, have been feeling little spurts of awareness that feel, the best I can say, they feel psychic. They feel like you're coming into some abilities that you previously were unaware of. And this is a great thing. This is a beautiful thing. This is what you are aligning with your spirit. But I also have to let you know that there are plenty of people throughout this whole time of the spiritual war who were very much aware of their powers, very much aware of their position in this war. Some of them are earthlings, some of them are other beings from other places who actually have just been participating in a spiritual game. And so that spiritual game, it impacts everyone who do not know their inherent powers. It keeps people from like really being super aware of who they are. It's all a game to these beings. So back to the story of you. You're waking up. You're coming in contact with your power. You're tapping into that ancestral wisdom. You've got protection around you. You've got if you look really closely, there's medicines around you in the forms of mushrooms. There's this awareness coming out of your crown chakra. You're working with the phases of the moon. You are cultivating power. You're surrounded by tree spirits. You have cat spirits and owl spirits around. You're working with fire. You're working with the sacred circle. You are the magician. You are the witch. You are the seer. And that's you now. That's you that's coming into light. That's you that's coming into focus right now. However, many people, especially the people I'm getting ready to talk about, did not know that underneath this, you have several identities, and Spirit pointed them out to me, and I'm going to reveal them. Spirit's like, are we going to reveal them all? We're going to reveal them. This is a likeness of them. It's not the same exact. But your other identities besides witch, mothers of cups, you are also a mermaid. You're also a mother of waters. You are a priestess. You are a mother of ethers, air, sky. And you are also the phoenix. Many of you have resurrected. You have gone through and burned down all of the effigies of what people thought you were to emerge as who you really are. I don't know if this is going to sound esoteric, and I hope it's making sense, but your value has always been hidden. Your value was never meant to be known by certain people. They were never going to have that luxury. They were going to make assumptions about who you were. And as painful as that was, as painful as it is to go through life feeling unseen, invalidated, Spirit is telling me that it was necessary. Your highest guides, if I'm allowed to communicate with your ancestors, maybe they'll come through, but your highest guides are telling me that it was necessary to hide you. It was necessary to hide the power of your tools. It was necessary up until now. And I keep getting the word now. That's how they're going to resonate with the timeline that we're in. They're saying that some of you, your value was even hidden from your parents. That's pretty deep. Everyone that couldn't go on this path that you're getting ready to go down, or some of you are going down, not everyone could go with you. And I think you're starting to understand with this belief card in reverse that there was a lot of huge shifts that had to take place in your belief system. Some of you came from whole family systems where the belief was rooted in some religion that has nothing to do with your ancient ancestral spiritual beliefs. So that belief system had to be turned upside down so that you could become the witch. Some of you are entrenched in European capitalist spiritual structures that you're going to find no longer suit you. They no longer carry power for you. Even if you don't want to call yourself a witch, you will become an outlier. You will become someone who's in their own power. That's all that a witch means. It doesn't mean spells necessarily. It doesn't mean casting hexes or anything like that. It means a person, most likely a person of the divine feminine energy that's in their power, that speaks, that answers to no one when it comes to spirit, except for spirit. They don't use men as intermediaries between them and God, or them and Goddess, or them and the Great Mother. They don't use intermediaries. This is a person who, on their own, connects with spirit and hears the voice of spirit. They have, yes, limitless abilities to communicate with spirit. They even have the ability here to they illuminate a certain kind of energy. When your tools come online, you are illuminating a specific type of energy. That's how other beings from other places know people with these tools, know people with this power. So that's why your value is sometimes hidden up to the very last moment of the, I'm hearing the very last moment of you coming into your your purpose. They're saying it's a different word for it, but you know, we're dealing with the English language here too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's limits here. With colonized language, it doesn't communicate the same as indigenous earthling language. So right now your energy is off the charts. Some of you are feeling like you're using all of your power to like get away from a lot of like jealous energy, a lot of there's just like a lot of like people, there's a lot of like relationship upheaval right now with some of you, even in your careers. There's just people who know you. There's a lot of people, whose bodies, whose spirit is being used as a vessel for low vibrational energies. And those low vibrational energies, you're encountering them everywhere. And you're doing your best with the powers that you have to protect yourself. If you're not, that's another message. You need to do that. You need to step into, many of you have, into Queen of Wands energy. This is someone who knows their power, who sits on the throne of the divine feminine, who uses sexual protection, sexual energy for protection, who knows how to work with the material of life, and who knows how to take action with their magic, especially against we've got the Hierophant here in reverse, especially against embedded systems of oppression. This Queen of Wands knows how to navigate Hierophant energy, the system. And this Queen of Wands knows how to navigate the divine masculine energy, represented here as the Emperor. So this is some of what you're starting to understand about yourself lately, is that you are learning, along with your ancestors, you've been navigating life pretty well, even when people are throwing some deep dark shade at you. You're able to kind of like move and dash, and you're kind of feeling good about this control that you have in your life. And I want to say you're doing a good job. Like, you understand the spiritual laws, the spiritual rules, and you're listening to spirit. You listening to your spirit team and your guides. This is all important, because what I'm about to tell you is surprising when I heard it in the channeled message, but you know, you all are seeing it now. I have a feeling most of you are seeing it now. You have a lot of people from the past trying to come back into your life. Let me back up a little bit. Because you've been so successful here, Queen of Wands, because you've learned how to navigate the 3D and become, in the day, I feel like this is your day persona. Your day persona, your visible persona is the Queen of Wands. Your invisible persona is the Witch. You've now known how to cloak yourself. And when the Queen of Wands identity is out, you are swiftly able to navigate all of these experiences. Systems, cheating people, lying colleagues, masculine energies that are coming off as leaders. You're just able to kind of just swiftly take care of all of those situations. You're able to put all of those situations in their place in your day persona, because at night you are working the magic. You are fortifying yourself. which is beautiful, which is very powerful. And I gotta tell you, it has people from the past, people from the moment that you didn't know about your tools, you didn't quite know yourself. Those people are coming back into your life for some reason. It's very, very interesting. And you're wondering why. For some of you, it feels like years later. Like, why are they coming back into your life? Like, why are they so curious? And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna put the Queen just all over that situation. I gotta tell you, and maybe I think many of you know this already, that some of them have made a very, very, very big mistake. They're realizing the error of their ways. Not because you've got your shit together and you're looking up in life and you're very successful. Yeah, some of them at the lower levels, they're regretting the way they treat you. But I'm talking about, you have some people who are not able to hang on to their money. They're experiencing deep repercussions right now. They're feeling a huge loss of money, a huge loss of success. They're battling it out. They have a lot of strife in their life. Spirit's showing me them. They're out of ideas. They really don't know what's going on in their life. Like, they're experiencing extreme amounts of bad luck. And they see you here having the best of times with your life. You doing very well in the 3D. And they have this wish. They're like, what's happening? My life should be like theirs, even better. Because remember a long time ago, and then they stop. Because a long time ago, y'all, they made sure that you would never reach the top. I gotta bring out the other cards now. Yeah, y'all, you're hearing me right. Whoever this is, the reason why they're so shocked that you're doing well, the reason why they're so shocked that you're the Queen of Wands now, and that you are now starting to show up as the witch, is because a long time ago, they decided they were going to ruin you. A long time ago, they decided that they were going to use, look at this, they were going to use their ancestral knowledge, wisdom, to bring you down a notch or two. They were going to make it so that you would never feel restful in your life, that you would always have, you would always be irritated, struggling, having a lot of strife in your life. They used magic against you. They used herbs against you. They used prayers against you. They even used, some of them had some very access to a lot of magical wisdom passed down to them. That's who I see. But the weird part is I'm getting that they did this not because you did anything like really super wrong. It was more out of jealousy. It was more out of just not wanting to see you be in successful energy, because they felt like you were not deserving of that. You have the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse. You know, I get that Spirit's saying that whatever they did to you, it was immature, short-sighted, but it also was very harmful. And it did cause you some, it caused you some challenges. I'm not going to say they're completely powerless against you. I'm going to say it caused you some challenges. It did cause you challenges. But the thing is that over time, it didn't seem like whatever they were doing really mattered. It was almost as if once they did something to you, once they did whatever spell they did or hex they did or whatever they did, it almost felt like they always had to keep reinforcing it. They always felt like it was never enough. They always felt like they had to make more offerings. You see that, y'all? It was like, almost like at every turn of the road, it seemed like you were getting a leg up, and they would always have to do something else to bring more challenge, more strife into your life. Until maybe more recently, y'all, and you know this better than me, they haven't been able to do it. There we go again. That King of Cups. They even set out to ruin your relationships. For some of you, a very significant relationship too. Yet they couldn't. I think I'm getting why this card keeps showing up, this Nine of Cups. There's something about your spirit that they just couldn't get to. They can make your life really irritating. They could make your life full of challenges. But there was something about your spirit, about your mental state, about your ability to rise up literally. Y'all are hearing me now. I hope you are. To rise up literally from the ashes. They just couldn't get to you mentally. They couldn't. It seemed like the more that they did to you, the more that they tried to destroy your reputation, the more that they tried to bring unnecessary strife into your life, the more you rose up, the more your wish fulfillment became even stronger, the more cups you collected, the stronger you got. It was mind-boggling, literally mind-boggling. They would do something and you would just rise from the ashes again. This very last time that you did it though, some of you all have had a very significant shift that came up in your life. Maybe you completed school, maybe you came up in your career in some way, maybe you achieved some award, maybe there was some opportunity, some project that came up, whatever you did, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, whatever you did most recently, Prove to them that you are this phoenix. Prove to them that you are a priestess. And now it's like, oh fuck. Excuse my language, y'all, but that's really what's coming out of their mouth. Because I'm gonna tell you, we gotta go back to this, right? You kept getting stronger while they kept getting weaker. The more they did to you, the stronger you got. And now you're in this priestess mode and they're like, what the fuck? What happened? We were for sure doing work that was, it actually, after a while, it took them to recruit more people. They needed more power to help keep you down, to keep the spell that they put on you in place, intact. But now, whatever they're trying to do, it kind of just, it feels like a gnat on you for some of you. It just feels like you're swatting away. You're just swatting away their negative energy. Y'all, they feel distressed. I could tell you that right now. Because it's feeling like the backstabbing that they did, the spell work, the ruining of your reputation. All I can say here is that it's feeling like it's a rubber band that's stretching, you know, like before it snaps. And they're like, when is it gonna snap? Because they know now, y'all. Damn, they know. They know now that you are a blessed one. You are a high priestess. You are a daughter of water. You are a witch. And for some of them, they're wondering now if you've been watching them the whole fucking time, flittering about, trying to make what doesn't even make any sense, your life hell. But your life can't be made hell because you know how to use the tools now. You know how to use the tools of life, and you are an earthling. Listen, y'all. You are hard at work. You can't be trapped by false masculines. They've tried to send some of those your way. But you remain focused, hard at work. You are starting to have options. You're looking at life and you're like, you're dreaming even more. You're dreaming harder and bigger and better. And this is not where they want you to be. This is where they're losing their access to you. Their spells don't work. There's a Queen of Wands who's now in reverse. This is maybe someone who has decided to instigate all of this work. Queen of Wands in reverse. This is someone who doesn't use their power for good, doesn't use their sexuality for good at all. Yeah, it's weird because this person has like, they feel like they don't know what to do. They don't know if they just need to, like, they're seriously thinking about traveling. I'm hearing this is very specific for some of you. Some of them feel like they need to go back to an original shrine that might be in Africa to help them with this spell work that they did on you because they think you're that powerful now. Y'all, they do not feel like they are in a good place. Let me look at the bottom of the deck before I even scoop it up. Something saying, look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. It's very clear to them now who you are. It's clear to quite a few people who you are. You've got someone else who has their eyes on you, who likes what you're doing. This is a very powerful divine masculine who knows how to wield power. They're looking at you from an upright position. But they're in trouble, y'all. Bottom of the deck. They're in trouble. Like, they're not getting out of this trouble. They see themselves in a place where they may not be to recover from. Look at that. They're not even able to change the situation that they can't reverse anything that they put on you. Like, the universe won't accept it. I told you earlier, their offerings are not being accepted. They're having bad luck in their family. Like, there's just a lot of strife happening. There's a lot happening for them that feels like a hex, that feels like a spell, and they're trying to figure out who would do this to me, who even has that power. And they're understanding now that no, this is from work they did a long time ago, y'all. When they were much more immature, much more ignorant, very jealous, very short-sighted, very short-sighted. And rather than try to do what's right, they're trying to reverse it. But you got to understand, like, spell work, it's kind of interesting. When you're doing that kind of spell work, it appears to give you power. It really boosts your ego when you're doing work that tries to disrupt someone's life and you're thinking, oh, that's working. I must be a powerful you know what. And when the chips get called in, I keep getting this energy of Two of Swords, like they're really trying to figure it out now. In some ways, they're still very confused how this is all happening. Maybe they don't know who you are. They don't know who stands behind you. I think they're getting a sense of it, y'all. I think that's why they're trying to contact you. You're going to see them slowly coming in. And what I mean by that is that they might be sending people that they know to come and contact you or be in contact with you to see if they can find out some other information about you. They're not quite sure. I think that they're not quite sure who's all behind you in that spiritual sense. They're trying to find that out. Spirit is telling me that even though Spirit is saying it's okay for me to show these identities, those are not your exact ones. Like, in many ways, Spirit is still cloaking who you actually are. I'm getting that some of you are very powerful. You have enough power to turn an emperor upside down. Someone who is who is a well-oiled machine, a person very experienced and well-oiled machine that works in the system. You have the ability to turn emperors upside down. You all are very powerful. And I think what you think of as power, what you see as just yourself growing into your purpose, getting more mature, getting more focused. No, y'all. You're more powerful than that. This is saying watch your back, though. Not everybody is for you. Not everybody's your friend. Not everybody's celebrating this new you. You do have victory with this Six of Wands, but when it's in reverse, you see like there's somebody there in the shadows. Even though like they're claiming to hold victory for you and claiming to be happy for you, they're worried. They've got like a look of worry. They've got a look of like, I don't know what's gonna happen now that this person is in their power. Years later, who would have expected it, right? For some of you, this was just like a little, I don't know. It was just like a little, I keep saying a little because that's how they would have phrased it, like a little spell. It was a little hex. It was a little magic work just to teach you your lesson. But see, these relationships that you had from the past, these are the ones you need to watch out for. These people coming in from the deep, dark past, y'all, these are the relationships you need to be very, very careful of. Very careful of. Because you are an empress now. They see that. You are celebrating your life. They see that. Everything that they've tried to do, it doesn't work anymore. Like I said, minor irritations at best. But still, understand at the bottom of the deck, you are completely successful at what you do. That 3D identity is working for you. Like in the 3D, you're making your money. You've got your energies together. You've got your manifestations together. You've got people wanting to work with you. You've got opportunities coming towards you. You're very focused. You're not confused. You're looking at all your options in a very clear way, and it's not up and head up in the sky kind of way. Like you're very grounded. So what they're encountering you in you when they do contact you is someone so grounded, someone so sure of themselves, someone that's living in a totally different perspective, and someone who's not bonded, someone who's not attached to other people and what other people think. It's like you are brand new and they can't get over it. They literally cannot fathom it. You were that different from how you used to show up. I think you're so different from how you used to show up that you don't even remember it. Y'all. And so that was the message, that when they come to you, be careful about giving them a lot of information. I think you're going to know who they are. Even if you don't recognize them, you'll know who they are. And remember that you have all this power, all of these beautiful ancestral energies behind you. I think you do know that already. I think you know exactly who you are. Maybe this was a channeled message just for a few of y'all who needed someone to laugh with around this, because this is the kind of story you really just can't roll up and tell other people, like, hey, listen, this shit happened. But you can tell me, because I know. And good work. Good work with everything that you've been doing in life. Good work. Don't offer them anything. Don't offer them love. Don't offer them discounts. Don't offer them Sit on your throne, very much head out of the clouds, very clear about who you are, very clear in your communication. You are the master now. You're not offering any kind of, I'm getting, some of you are not even offering any kind of Love, you're just not. You've completely walked away from the life that you used to have with these people. And it's going to stay that way. It's going to stay that way. All right, not sure if you got this, but that was the channeled message. It was just like, keep doing what you're doing, but understand that you've got them all fucked up. You've got them all fucked up. They're wondering how they could have not seen you based on who you are right now. Why didn't they see that? Why didn't their spiritual guides show them who you were? Yeah, I mean, that's how fucked up you've got them. You've got them questioning their spiritual guides because their spiritual guides didn't even warn them about you. When they did the offerings back in the day and got the okay, and the spiritual okay to do the magic work on you, to do the spiritual work on you, they got okay. They got all thumbs up. Do you see how spirit works? When you're trying to do work that is not in alignment with the laws of God, with God's children, then you ask for an offering. Like, is it okay for me to do this little thing to them? And guess what? Spirit's gonna be like, yeah, sure, we'll just have you pay later. We'll just have you pay later. And the reason why they got the thumbs up, and I forgot to mention this because Spirit did mention this in the channel, the reason why they got the thumbs up in their previous offerings, you know, when you do the divination and, you know, the divination says, yes, go ahead and do what you're going to do, because you were in a learning phase. You were in a phase of learning about your tools, learning about who you are. So when they came up with that question of their spirit team, like, is it okay to go ahead with this work? Their spirit team was like, yeah, they need to learn this lesson. They need to learn the lesson of people wearing masks around them, pretending to be something that they are not, especially a friend. They need to learn that. Why not? We'll let this be a lesson for them. Oh, and it's definitely going to be a lesson for those who decided to do that work. So I don't know if all of this will make sense, but I've been hearing it. And if I need to do other readings to clarify, I will. But let me know if you resonate.